Hi everyone and very welcome to another live stream where I answer all your holiday related questions about Mallorca. If you're new here to the channel, my name's Yves. I lived, traveled and worked all over the Spanish islands for the last 20 years. So if you're planning a holiday to Mallorca now, this month or one of the coming months, and you have some questions, please feel free to write them to me either in the chat if you're watching this live, or write it in the comments. Then I will answer it in one of the next live streams, or simply email it to me at the email address that is below here somewhere, ive@checkedholidays.com. So any questions about Mallorca, whether it be about where to stay, what to do, things like this, you can write them all in the chat right now. Quickly, before I continue, I got a lot of questions about this month, the month of August, how things are at this moment. So I kind of summarized the most questions I got about this, and I'm gonna give you all that information right now, and then I'm gonna move on and answer individual questions. So first of all, a lot of questions about August was about the weather. How is the weather in Mallorca in August? Well, it's the best month simply to go. The temperature is great. There's loads of sunshine. The days are still plenty long. Normally, there's not going to be any rain during this time of year. So definitely one of the best months to go. But also because of this, it's also one of the more pricey months. A lot of people asked, can I find still cheap hotels for August? It's hard because a lot of things are completely booked out. And even if you book in advance, then the prices in August are going to be high. So the pricing in general in August is high. Also because this is a school holiday month in a lot of countries, and a lot of families only have the possibility to go now. So if you don't have school-aged children and you still want to visit Mallorca, but you think it's a little bit too expensive now, wait till the first 2 weeks of September when the prices go down a lot, simply because a lot of people can't travel anymore if they have children, so school-age children. So have a look at the beginning of September instead. Normally you will find better prices. Some other questions at where to stay on the island if you want it to be nice and quiet. Well, August, as I said, very busy, loads of children, everything is going to be very crowded, especially the major family resorts like Alcudia, Santa Ponsa, Calabona, Palma Nova, Playa de Palma. These are going to be very, very crowded. Anyone except out of those, especially on the East Coast, they're going to be much less crowded. So that's definitely something to have a look at. Try to stay away if you don't want it too crowded from the major family resorts like Alcudia, Camp Picafort to some extent as well, and then Calamior, Playa de Palma, Palma Nova. I hope I'm not forgetting any right now, but these are normally the ones that get more crowded around this time of year. As for what is open, things to do, this is high season, so everything is going to be open. There's going to be plenty of things to do, but especially when it comes to water parks and stuff, some of the water parks, they have a cap to the amount of people that can enter. So if you want to do certain excursions, do things like this, it's best to book them in advance, even before traveling, if you want to make sure that you have entry tickets. Okay, so those were all the questions I got this month in my email, which were mostly about August. I hope to have answered the majority of people with this. Then I'm now moving on to the more specific questions. If you have any questions, simply write them in the chat. I'm going to be reading a lot first from the email, but I'm going to be referring back to the chat quite a few times as well during this live stream. And also, please feel free. I had some streaming problems last time, so let me know if everything is going smoothly. It should be. I think I got it all worked out again. So starting with the first question. This first question is about Alcudia. No, I'm sorry. This first question is from Saralyn. Saralyn, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Hi, I'm going to Magaluf soon, staying at Apartamentos Inn. Any useful info about the area? Also, can you recommend a good transfer company to get from the airport? Thank you so much. Kind regards, Sherilyn. Sherilyn, Magaluf, you've planned the holiday there. I'm sure you know what it's all about. It's one of the major party holiday destinations on the island. Depends a bit what time you're going. If you're now going in August, it's going to be absolutely crazy, insane. There's going to be loads of people there. So just to keep that in mind. Magaluf on the screen by you for you at the moment now. So it's crazy, it's party, it's loud, it's late nights. I hope you understood that when you booked this, but most people know when they book Magaluf. It's a great fun time. I don't know much about you, Sherilyn, but if you're like in your early 20s, maybe early 30s, something like this, it's going to be fun. But it's all about clubbing, partying, and things like this. As for a good transfer company on all the Spanish islands, I use Shuttle Direct. Shuttle Direct is the company I used in Mallorca, Menorca, Gran Canaria, Tenerife, Lanzarote, Fuerteventura, all the islands. Never had any problems with them. They have good service. It's most of the time it's the same price as taking the public transportation, but you just get much better service and a guaranteed connection, guaranteed seat on the bus. For all those reasons, I would advise Shuttle Direct. So I hope to have answered your questions with that, as with regards to the resort of Magaluf and the transfer company shuttledirect.com. They're available in all languages. You can either book a taxi there or a shuttle. They have everything for you. Okay, moving on to the next question. This next question is coming from Ron Lee. Ron Lee, hi there. Just watched your YouTube channel. How is the holiday village Calamior? I actually had to look this up before because I didn't know which hotel you were referring to exactly. But let me just change over quickly to Calamior so you can see that as well. This is actually a Pro Tour hotel, but it's under the name TUI. It's called Holiday Village Calamior. I found out. I think this is the hotel you're talking about. Most likely, yes. It's a great hotel. Nice pools, all-inclusive, very well maintained. I would very much advise it. The only thing is it's a little bit located in the back of Calamior. So I would say if you're having a rental car, this could be really good. Or if you don't mind walking, if you have small children with you or like elderly people who can't walk very good and you like to go outside of the hotel, because a lot of people don't necessarily need this. A lot of people simply just like to stay all-inclusive in the hotel. For the all-inclusive, it's great. Just the only thing I would say is watch out a little bit, because not watch out, just know that it's a little bit located in the back of the resort, so it's like not near any bars or restaurants, and you have to walk maybe 400 or 500 meters or something before you come to the civilization or the resort, whatever you want to call it. That's the only thing, but the hotel itself is great. Pretty much all the Pro Tour hotels are great, in my opinion. Also, the TUI hotels, most of them I've been to. I haven't been to so many, but they're also very nice. So I think I can definitely advise to you. Just know that it's not really in the more central location. Okay, next question. This one is from Paul. Hi, just wanted to know what your opinion is about the Hippotel Said Hotel, as thinking of booking this one. Hippotel, they also have a lot of hotels in this Calamior, Calabona, Sacoma area, and they are very nice hotels. In general, they are very nice hotels. As long as the reviews are good, I think you can definitely book there. The reason I'm saying this, they're trying to offer very good quality, but they've recently starting updating a lot of their hotels, and not all of their hotels are totally updated yet. But the Hippotel Said, I can advise, as long as the reviews are good, you're going to have a good time there. It's also a nice area. So yeah, Hippotel Said, book it if you can find a good price. It's a good one. The next one is for an area close to there. It's Calabona. Let me see if I have some footage from there. Calabona. There we go. Calabona is located right next to Calamior in Mallorca. Calabona is kind of like this smaller version of Calamior. Calamior is quite busy. A lot of kids, very crowded, lots of shops, things like this. A lot of people, but this, I'm not saying this is necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying it's like the typical Mallorcan resort, and Calabona is the more like a little bit more authentic, smaller version of it. So this question comes from Fraser. Hello, could you let me know what you think of the Calabona Hotel in Calabona? I do have to watch out a little bit with this because there's a lot of hotels in Calabona have Calabona in the name, but since you don't put anything in front of it and you just say the Calabona Hotel, I'm thinking you're referring to the hotel right in the center, the Calabona Hotel. There's also like a Pro Tour Calabona and things like this, but if you're referring to the Calabona Hotel, the one right in the center, it's very good location. It's right next to the harbor. You can do a lot of boat trips from there. There's lots of nice, cozy little restaurants. There's some, if you're not sure if you're going with children, but there's like a little play parks nearby. It's not too far from the beach. It's easy to walk to Calamior. The hotel itself is also, it's been there for like, I don't know, since Calabona was there, basically, maybe 30, 40 years, and it's always been a great hotel. So it's one of these truly established values you can go to and have a great holiday. So if you can find a good price, definitely it could be a great holiday for you. Just know that a little bit what you are looking for. If you're going with, in general, it's a great hotel. Let me just say it like this. It's in a good location, but just know that Calabona is a little bit cozy, compact, authentic. If you're looking for the more bustling party, then this is not the area for you to be. But since you don't mention anything of this with family, with children, or if you're just doing like a relaxing adults only holiday, this is a great place to go. But if you like to go partying, clubbing, late nights, this is definitely not the place to go. So I hope that helps you out. If my computer will allow it, I'm just going to go read some questions in the chat. That's a very difficult name to pronounce. Where's the cheapest place to go? Well, if you're referring to Mallorca in August, it's definitely not one of the cheaper places to go. August is the more expensive month. If you want cheap, then it's best to go. It's going to be much cheaper in September, but you're still going to have more or less the same weather as August. So this is definitely something I can advise. If you're looking for cheap, it doesn't necessarily mean good quality when you refer to hotels. So I don't like advising cheap places because generally they're not good quality. So maybe you want to look at Airbnb. There you can find something cheaper than some of the hotels. There's also some major clubs on the island, like all-inclusive clubs, where you can find really cheap holidays, especially in October. October is like bargain month, but you have to look a little bit at the weather. It's either hit or miss. This is the thing. Booking a holiday in October can be 80% cheaper than booking it in August in the same hotel, and you're still going to get pretty much more or less the same service. But the weather can be a hit or a miss because there is coming a little bit more rain in these months. It can be that you have a great holiday in Mallorca and that you have great weather, but it can also be that it's an entire week of rain. But if you're saving 80%, you can basically try 5 of these holidays and you're definitely going to have a couple of good ones. So as for cheap, don't go in August because it's the most expensive. And if you want it to be cheap, best to book something all-inclusive, something that you can find cheap with decent reviews, because eating out over the years also has become more and more expensive in Mallorca. Also, by example, if you still want to eat out, like a lot of I give now the example of like a Chinese place or an all-you-can-eat place. Normally in August, maybe it's like 15 euros per person, but in September it's like 13 euros per person, and in October it can be like 8 euros per person to go eat in the same place with the same kind of food. It's just because there's more people, it's supply and demand thing. So if you want cheap, try to look at October. Okay, so Forfuchach, however I pronounce that name, I hope that answered your question. Okay. Moving on to some more email questions. It's another one about Magaluf. Let me see if I can put that on the screen here for you. Hello, me and my 2 friends want to visit. This is a question from My Reed, that's a very special name. Hello, me and my 2 friends want to visit Magaluf on the 17th of August. Oi, I'm a little bit late to that question, I think. But I'm still going to answer it anyway. The 17th of August this year, will it be busy this time of year? We want to party, so it would be ideal if it is busy. We are hoping to stay in the Soul House, the studio hotel. Do you recommend this hotel? What are the pros and cons of it? Is Magaluf expensive for alcohol, etc.? I will start with the beginning of your question. You're going to Magaluf. Will it be busy this time of year? August is the busiest in Magaluf. It's the most crowded. It's the most people there, definitely. We want to party, so it would be ideal if it was busy. Oh, yeah, okay, definitely August is the party month to go to Magaluf. We are hoping to stay in Soul House, the studio hotel. Soul House, the studio hotel, there's a lot of Soul hotels there in that area. I think with Soul House, the studio hotel, you're referring to the one kind of centrally in the middle on the top of the hill there. It's a good place to be, but you're surrounded, if you want to party, is great, but you're surrounded by like clubs and discos and drunk people. So if you want a good night's sleep, I would not necessarily advise this place. If you want to party, if you want to be with young people, if you want to go clubbing, great place. Do you recommend this hotel? What are the pros and cons of it? Yeah, I discussed that. Is Magaluf expensive for alcohol, etc.? At the moment, I'm not sure. It's been quite a while since I've been there, but they are starting to make it a little bit more classy, a little bit more upscale. So you really have, I think still at the moment, the opportunity to do both. So there's some nice kind of branded places with like fancy drinks, and then you still also have the all-inclusive clubbing where you basically pay like 20 euros or something and drink all night for free. And you have the €1 shots. You still all have that, but it depends a little bit what place you go to. But also, as I was referring to before with the restaurants that are more expensive in August, it's the same with some entrants for clubs. There's quite a few clubs or club passes that you can take that are maybe like 20 euros in August, but in September they're only 15 for the same thing, but it's just a supply and demand thing. So just that you are informed of that. But otherwise, no, it's not very expensive, especially not for alcohol and things like this. Okay, next question. Yeah, and please feel free to let me know how the stream is going. I was having some problems before, but I think more or less it's fixed now. But I'm not 100% for sure that everything is fixed, so. Okay, moving on. Sometimes it seems to freeze up still a little bit. Okay, next question. Robert, hi, I am a great admirer of your YouTube videos. Well, thank you, as they are packed with useful and up-to-the-minute information. I was wondering your opinion about where I should rent a car in Mallorca. I will be vacationing in the middle of September and I will stay several days. I'm first going to answer this first question. If you're renting a car in Mallorca, the best way to do it is just rent it at the airport for the entire duration of your holiday. That's normally the cheapest. You will always also be saving on taxis or like shuttle buses or things like this. So normally that's always a good deal. If you book it in advance before arriving and you book it for your entire holiday, you're going in September. I think you can find cars with fully comprehensive insurance, with everything you need for maybe like 300 €300 a week, maybe a little bit less. In general, I think that's a good deal. But try to stay away from the things that are too cheap to be true. If it's like €1 per day or something, they're basically you're gonna arrive at the airport. They're gonna upsell you a lot of things. You're gonna spend too much money with like insurance, and stay away from that. Just go with trusted companies. One company I can really advise is Van Rij. I always kind of use Van Rij or Hyper Rent a Car. These kind of companies, they're good names. They have clear presentation on their website of what is included. Don't take the cheapest one. Take the one with the fully comprehensive insurance. It's like €6 or €7 per day extra, but if something happens, you are covered. If your car breaks down, you are covered. If you have an accident, you are covered. You don't want to go on holiday and have to worry about some stupid scratch on your car the entire holiday if you don't have insurance. So I would say do that. Rent it at the airport for the entire period, and that will be the best way. I see that your question is about Calabona, so I'm going to switch over there again. I will be vacationing in the middle of September, and I will stay several days in both Palma and Calabona. We've seen a lot about Calabona, so maybe we change over to Palma if I have some video from that. I don't... Yeah, there we have it. There we have Palma. So first you're going to be in Palma and then Calabona. I'm trying to decide where to pick up a car rental for a few days, at the airport or in Calabona. Well, I just explained you that, especially if you're going to be in two places, I would just say it's going to be much cheaper. Just rent it at the airport for the entire day. For the entire time that you're there is going to be much cheaper. Normally you should be able to find, at the low end, maybe €250. At the high end, 400, 450 euros. So it has to be somewhere around there for a week, with everything nice and safe, the good company, fully comprehensive insurance, all these kind of things. Let me just take a drink and then I come back to you. Okay. Which location do you think will have the better deals for a price perspective? Is there more competition at the airport so prices are lower, or will Calabona have better prices because it is outside of the airport zone? Using Google, it is not that easy to find rentals in Calabona, but I'm sure they exist. Of course they exist, but normally they're more expensive. As I said, take the one at the airport. Go with a good trusted brand. Hyper, I can advise. Van Rij, I've used also a lot there. Never had any problems. Take the more expensive package with the fully comprehensive insurance. Okay, I think one of your videos you said the rent from larger established car companies and not smaller independent rental companies because they have more problems. Okay, do you still believe that is the best strategy? Well, I think I just clarified that, yes. Or there are larger established car agencies in a town like Calabona, or only at the airport? No, you also have them in Calabona, but normally the ones in the resort are specialized in people who just want to rent a car for 1 or 2 days and who don't plan ahead and don't plan in advance. And basically they will charge for 1 or 2 or 3 days, basically the same price as you can do at the airport for an entire week. So this is why I always advise you to rent at the airport. I appreciate any opinions, recommendations, or suggestions. Thank you for your time. I hope you're having a wonderful summer. Okay, thank you. This one is from Robert. Yes, thank you, Robert. As I said, just rent at the airport. Good trusted company, Hyper, Van Rij, or any other company for that matter, as long as you take the fully comprehensive insurance and the full to full. If you have more car rental questions, I actually... Because a lot of people have problems with this and they rent with not so nice companies and then they run into problems. I see this time and time again. Go to my website, checkedholidays.com/cars, or go to checkedholidays.com and click on car hire. And there I have a full overview of everything to do and not to, kind of like bullet points, so it's not too much to read. Once more, everything is recapped there. If you want to rent a car and you want to have a nice experience, simply go to the website, checkedholidays.com/cars. That's my website, by the way. with all my holiday advice. So for the people who are new here, I also have a website, checkedholidays.com, that's got all my information. There's a link under this video to all the information about Mallorca, but you can also find Fuerteventura there, Gran Canaria, Tenerife, Menorca, Ibiza, am I forgetting any place? Gran Canaria, Fuerteventura, Lanzarote, all the Spanish islands. So you can find all my information there. I've lived there, I traveled there, I worked there for the last 20 years. So you can find all my information there on the website. Okay, next question, if my computer wants to cooperate, is about Puerto Poyensa. I'm quickly going to have before I do that, quickly going to have a look at the chat to see that everything is still working nice. Oh, there's some other questions here in the chat. Eileen Gale, live stream is going well, thanks. Well, it seems to be on my end not 100% perfect, but it seems to be working. How hot is, this one is from Rich in the chat. How hot is Mallorca in the middle of October? Rich, as I explained this actually before in this chat, but maybe you were not here. October is like playing the lottery. You can find a lot of hotels 80% discount compared to the prices they are now in August. But the weather is really unpredictable because there are going to be rainy days, but normally it's still going to be hot. The sea normally is still quite okay still, and the pool water temperature also heated up from the entire summer. But it's a little bit of a lottery. But as I say, if you have the possibility to go in October, it's saving you about 80% for the same hotel, same service. The only thing I would say, if you can avoid it, don't go after the half of October. So maximum, I think the best is between the 1st and the 15th of October, because after October, basically everything closes down, and a lot of places, restaurants and bars, because those last 2 weeks of October, there's coming less and less people to Mallorca because hotels are starting to close down everywhere. A lot of bars close down, a lot of restaurants close down, and if you're there in the last few days of October, in some resorts, it can really feel like a ghost town. There's no people there anymore. There's very few things open anymore. But those first 2 weeks of October, you can find some really insane deals, and the weather, if you're lucky, can be really good still. So, Rich, I hope that answers your question. As how hot it is, I say, yeah, it really depends a little bit on... it's a little bit of a lottery. But it could be good, could be bad. I cannot predict the future. But in general, in October, the weather could be a little bit rainy, it could be good. But since hotels are so cheap on Mallorca at that moment in time, it's definitely worth a visit, I think. Rich, I hope I answered your question with that correctly. Okay. Give me a second here to fix some stream things. And then I continue. Okay, going back to the emails. This one is from Ian. Hello, sir. Sir is very official. You can just say Ive or Eve. Hello, sir. I would like to go to Puerto Poyensa next May. So that's May 2023. It will be my first time on the island, and I would like to know if you could recommend a good 4-star hotel there. Puerto Poyensa is quite upscale and classy, so there's a lot of nice hotels there. As for any specific hotel, it doesn't really jump out. The thing I will say about Puerto Poyensa is that there's 2 different areas. You have like the main beach, kind of outside of the town, and there's like the bigger, all-inclusive and larger scale hotels. And then you have like the village, the town, the what's it called there? Golden Mile or something it's called. There you have like Iador, I think the name is the hotel. These are like the posher, more compact, fancier hotels. So those are the 2 differences. You have the hotels inside the town. They're normally kind of boutique style hotels or small style hotels. And then outside you have the the all-inclusive, bigger built complexes there. But in general, I don't really think I know of any hotel in Puerto Poyensa that is not advisable. All of them in general are very nice hotels. The area is very nice. It's a little bit posh. It's a little bit upscale. It's very popular with like older English-speaking nationalities. So yeah, any hotel, as long as you can find a good deal, in general, you can book it there. So Ian, I hope that answered your question. Next question. Let me see, which one is the next question? Okay, so this next question is about El Arenal. El Arenal, hi, I've been watching your videos. Tracy is this. Would you know if the Garcia Hotel is in a quiet position? I want a quiet area for nighttime. Hope you can help. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy, if you want a quiet hotel, I would in general say not go to El Arenal because it's very loud, busy party area, very popular with German and Dutch people. If you want to be in that area and you want a more quiet location, book a hotel in Playa de Palma. You're very close to El Arenal. Everything is within walking distance, but you don't have the noise. I know the Garcia Hotel. I'm not 100% sure how loud that area is at night, but there's like party people there all night in that area. If they disturb you, if you have problems with them, I cannot really say, but this whole area is loud party people. So I would say book in the resort next door, which is within walking distance, Playa de Palma instead. Okay, another hotel. And if you have a question, feel free to write that in the chat, by the way. If you're just joining us now, I will be answering that later. If you're watching this afterwards, write your your question in the comments, or you can email that to me. There's an email passing somewhere down here. It's ive@checkedholidays.com. That's my name. That's ive@checkedholidays.com. There's also the name of the website, www.checkedholidays.com, where you can find all my holiday advice. And since this year, that holiday advice is available in pretty much every European language. During the past 2 years of chaos, all those pages have been translated to suit even more people, and even more people can understand and access my holiday advice in their own language. Only language we're missing at the moment is Portuguese and Norway, but that should be Portuguese and Norwegian, but that should be done by winter. Okay, next question. It doesn't say where your question is about, but your hotel is the Pure Salt Garonda, and that one is in Playa de Palma. Playa de Palma, there we go. Hello, I'm staying at the Pure Salt Garonda. Please recommend good seafood restaurants for an evening meal close to the hotel, as I struggle long walking distances. There's a lot of nice hotels there. A lot of nice restaurants there. But if you really want the real seafood experience, it's actually in Campastilla. It's maybe 1 kilometer from the hotel. If you can't walk there, take a taxi. It's not so expensive. But there is all the really nice seafood hotels right next to the seaside. So I think that's definitely worth it. Near the Pure Salt Garonda, there's more like... There's some nice cocktail places nearby. There's some nice restaurants, but they're more like a snack restaurants, I would say. If you want a nice, proper, classy, decent meal, seafood related, I would say go to Campastilla instead. I hope I helped you out with that. Your name... Mina. Okay, next question is about Portals Naus. I don't think I have a video in my list here from that. No, so I'm just going to leave Playa de Palma on. Why I don't have a video about this is because Portal Naus is normally Portal News. Is not such a popular holiday destination. It is for some people, but it's not really what people visit Mallorca normally for. But I'm first going to read your questions, and then I will check it. I'm traveling with my husband to Tomir Portal Suites in Portal Naus in September. This is our first time in Mallorca. Can you recommend the best resort to visit and places to eat out nearby, please? We are considering renting a car, so maybe places that are a bit further away that you would recommend. We would also like to hire electric bikes to get around on. Do you know? Okay, first I think I know which one this hotel is, but I want to be sure. Tomir Portal Suites, I think is up on the hill there, but just to be sure, I quickly want to Google Maps it. Tomir Portals. There it is already, Tomir Portal Suites. I think it's the one there up the hill. Excuse me. Yeah, it's the one up the hill. That the hotel has been renovated, I actually know this maybe 5 or 6 years ago because I did most of the sound installation in that hotel. So, basically for a full-time day, I make fun air sound every you fitting and actually this sound renovating and I told all sound guys in so Portal News. Yeah, I know which hotel this now. Let me quickly answer your question here. If you can get to it, if my computer will allow. It's hard with the streaming. Sometimes I don't want to listen. Okay, so your question to the airport. This is our first time in Mallorca. Can you recommend the best resort to visit and places to eat out nearby, please? Places to eat out, they're all in the harbor. So you just walk down the hill there, straight to where the boats are. There's all the nice places. I also did a lot of the sound test stuff there. So yeah, there they have a lot of nice restaurants. Portal Naus is a bit more of a pricey place. Maybe you fall into that category. Also near there, near the harbor, you can see all the bike rentals. I'm not 100% sure if there's a place doing electric bikes, but most likely there is. But I know for sure that they have bike rentals down there. We are considering renting a car, so maybe places that are a bit further away that you could recommend. If you want to find things to do and places to visit, go to my website. There's a link under this video. Let me see. Under this video, just click there, checkedholidays.com, and if you click that link, you come directly on the Mallorca page, and then simply click on things to see and do on Mallorca. There's my full list of things I would advise to see and do on Mallorca. Since I don't know much about you specifically, like your age or what you like to do, I think it's easier just to go to that list and quickly check it out there and see what is more interesting for you. But the hotel's nice. It's been recently completely renovated, as I said. Seems like in a past life or something, a previous lifetime. I already said. I think it was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I was still doing sound there before I started doing this. Before this website, Checked Holidays thing started taking off and started becoming quite successful. I was doing sound there, so it's a nice hotel. Okay. Sue, I hope I answered your question with this. Then for the next place, we're going to Alcudia or Puerto de Alcudia. Let me quickly find some video from that. Okay, so video on the screen, I have a drink, and then I come back to you. But before I answer that question, I'm quickly gonna look if there's some more questions in the chat. Thomas, hi. We are going to Iberostar Ciudad Blanca in Alcudia next June. Just a couple? You're just a couple or something? Just a couple. Would it be good area for restaurants and a few nice places with some live at night time. Thank you. Okay, Thomas, so to answer your question, Iberostar Sierra Blanca, nice hotel, is also one of the hotels I used to do Sound and Light for a long time ago. It's in a good location. You're asking, would it be a good area for restaurants? There's basically in this area, if you just continue on the main street that you are located there, it's two different areas. It's called like the Greasy Mile. With lack for a better word, it's like budget cheap food there. Yeah. And then when you walk more towards the port, towards the harbor area, there you have all the nice tapa restaurants and the more classy restaurants, the more upscale restaurants. So you have a little bit of choice of the boat there. If you want to have a nice meal, go walk in the direction of the port. If you want to have a cheap meal, just stay on the street of the Sierra Blanca there. That's a generalization. Yes, there's also cheap places in the port and there's nice places on that strip, but that's basically generally how it breaks down. Then the other question for us, and in a few nice places with some life at night. Yeah, also on that strip, there's loads of family fun pubs. So close to the hotel, a lot of family fun pubs. If you go to the Burger King roundabout, it's called locally. It's like a big roundabout with some kind of red symbol on it. It used to be called Banana Discos. I'm not sure if Banana Discos is still there, but this is where it's like a little shopping center. In the bottom, you have like the fast food places, and on top you have all the nice clubs and things like this. So it depends a little bit what you mean with nightlife. If you want the family fun pubs, it's on that strip near the Sierra Blanca. If you want to go clubbing like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, then you need to be near that Burger King roundabout. So Thomas, I hope I helped you out with that question. Aileen, your name. Okay, we would like to book for September. Where is the best, calmest blue ocean on the island? Less expensive and not so many people. Children especially. I mean, you don't want too many children in the area. Or a great, relaxing hotel with a nice saltwater pool with swimmer bar. We are past the children's stage, but not old either. Eileen, for you, I think I have some suggestions. I would say Playa de Muro. It's a nice place with a few restaurants. The beach is one of the more authentic there. The less untouched and the more natural is very beautiful and nice there. If you're staying in Playa de Muro, stay a little bit towards Camp Picafort. Playa de Muro is two areas. There's like the busier part, which is, if you look on it on a map, there's like a little river going through Playa de Muro. On one side, you have the more busy part, and if you go to the Albufera Nature Resort on the other side, you have much less crowds and busyness, and all the hotels near that Albufera Nature Resort are frontline to the beach and have direct access to the beach. So this could be very good for you. There's also Cala Mesquida, which could also be very good. There's an all-inclusive hotel there. I can't remember the name, but it's called Cala Mesquida Golf. Cala Mesquida Golf, I think. It's all inclusive, and basically there's like 3 big hotels there, but they have their own private pool, their own kind of like private beach. There's not too many people there, so that would also come to mind. These are the first 2 things that come to mind that match your description. If you don't want to have any children, less expensive and not too many people, and nice blue oceans. Both of those places have nice blue oceans. I'm kind of like doing a mental scan of the island to see if I can find any other places. Maybe Calabona to some extent could be interesting for you as well. Calabona, something else. No, that's those 3 places. I think if you pick one of them, you're definitely gonna have a great holiday. Eileen, I hope I helped you out with that. Okay, so I had a question here about Alcudia. Another question about Alcudia. This one comes from Lucinda. Hi, I follow you on YouTube and wanted your advice regarding hotels in Alcudia. I'm going with my 8-year-old daughter later this summer and wondered what you thought was a reasonably priced family hotel. Either just breakfast included or all inclusive. We want. And when are you going? Did you say that I'm going later this summer? Yeah, so I suppose that's like August or September. Either just breakfast included or all inclusive. We want to be near the beach, so as not too far to walk each time. Was thinking a little further away from the port, as I heard that the further you get from it, the nicer the beach is. To some extent, that is true. Yes. Also not too expensive and with a fairly large pool. There's different great family. If you're looking for family-oriented hotels, there's quite like Alcudia is really dedicated to this. There's also some adults only now, but mostly it's about families there. There's the Viva hotels and the Zafiro hotels, which are all very nice, great entertainment, family-friendly, kids pools, all of this kind of stuff. But they're normally a little bit more on the expensive end. If you go like ending September, beginning October, you can find some good deals there. But in August and stuff, they can be much more expensive. I think the way you describe it here is what you want. If you wanted a bit more budget, I would have a look at garden hotels. They're also very good family-friendly entertainment, but they have some cheaper hotels in this area. Alcudia Garden is one I could advise there in that area. If you really want it cheap, there's also some Bellevue hotels. But it's maybe that's going a little bit too much to the cheap end, and that's also located. Most of them are located quite far in the back, so there's quite some time to walk to the beach. The one just out of the top of my head, the one I think matches what you describe here more, is Garden Alcudia. So I would say have a look at that if you can find that at a good price. It's a nice hotel. I actually stayed there. It could be like a year ago or something, and everything was very good. So, but it's a little bit more budget friendly. Okay, let me just fix some things here before I run out of battery. Okay, then another question from David about Palmanova. Palmanova. Just seen your video and we staying Fergus style Tobago. My partner is a very bad walking. What's the area around the hotel like? We are going to book a scooter for her. I suppose you mean like a mobility scooter. Your video is very good. Dave in Manchester. Dave, I quickly want to look up the number. First and here that I've used for the cross. Just really do everything. First of all, that's the inside of the okay, it looks good. There's a little bit ill. There's one hotel. It came to the ground. So if you're everything out, you get into the pool is lined next to see the hotel's very high up on the hill. So you try and get in from the back end, you have to climb up the hill. But if you to get in from the front end, then you will have no issues. So we're walking thing. It's in problem. It's about your the pool is quite moving on. I see here did me taxi. I love those for answers. Well, you're very welcome. I helped out. Keeping a little bit locked up again. So I hope that helped you out. I have a few more questions. I'm quickly work through that because assuming snow is good out there, but still don't answer these just as far as I can still me. And I think I'll some say being okay. Maybe I didn't go. Never heard. I'm going to find my own. Most likely when see I know more or less on illusion. Vista Blava. Here it is. Hotel Illusion Vista Blava. It's actually one of these hotels I never heard of, I think. Sorry, I wish I could help you, but this hotel I have more experience with. I see it's kind of like one of the small, tiny hotels kind of located in there. I don't even think it's a pool. Or it doesn't look much like a pool. Well, what can you say? Yes, pool. I'm familiar with it. No, I helped it. I have it only review. The house 25 so don't not take up to. Okay, guys. It seems to the stream be quite long. For what I can see here, I'm gonna end the stream here. Hopefully, next time this stream goes better. Hope help out everyone who had questions answered. You can always write your question if I didn't answer it underneath the video in the comments, or you can email me at ive@checkholiday.com, and I will make sure to answer it in one of my next live streams. Normally, I do them every Monday. If you have a question about any of the other islands, you can also ask it to me. So all the Spanish islands, Ibiza, Mallorca, Tenerife, Canary Islands, or Fuerteventura. Or if you're not sure which destination is right under you, you can also ask that, of course, which island you should go to, and answer it in one of the next live streams. I hope to get this fixed next time. For now, I hope you have a very good evening, and I will see you in one of the next live streams.